Hi and welcome to episode 1 of Supercar News of the Week. We are at DD Classics, which is in West London, and we're here to see a very special car, but we'll talk to you more about that in a little bit. I'm Andy Rasool. I'm the founder of SupercarTribe, the host of the podcast, and a general all-round car enthusiast. This show is going to be all about the latest happenings in the world of the supercars, what's been going on in the last week. It's a weekly show that's going to be on YouTube, so do subscribe and hit that bell. And you'll be kept up to date with all the latest happenings in the world of supercars. But today we're here to see one car, and that car is the Ferrari F50. Let's check it out. So as you can see, they have an absolutely beautiful range of vehicles. We've got everything from a Bentley blower to a much more modern Mulsanne to a Miura. There are just so many cars here that, you know, if you're a collector, an enthusiast, you want to have the latest supercar or something from the past, they have an absolutely beautiful collection of cars. And what's most amazing is they're all in such great condition. But the car that we have come to see needs no introduction, because although these Ferraris are all great, beautiful F12 over here, the one that we've come to see is the daddy. This particular car is a 1996 car, and it's in absolutely beautiful condition. As you can see, it's done 7,860 miles from new, and it's a European car. It originally started off in Paris at Charles Pozzi and made its way over to Monaco, and now it's for sale here with DD Classics. And this car is our studio today. So let's jump inside and have a look. And I've got to say, this is an absolutely beautiful car. I don't know if I don't think it's a modern thing. I don't think it's with the new Ferraris, but if you sit in any Ferrari of this age, they all have this distinctive smell about them. It must be the materials or the oils or something like that they use, but you sit inside a Ferrari. I mean, this particular car is a 96. What's that, about 23 years old? I mean, it's hard to believe that this car is 23 years old, but there you go. But this is our studio for the day. So let's get on to the first car. This week gone. I mean, what a week for us to launch this show, because the week gone we had the Geneva Motor Show, and it was quite possibly the best Geneva Motor Show ever, you know, for as long as I can remember. The amount of car launches that took place, the most expensive car, the fastest car. So let's start off with the first one, and the first one is a Ferrari, and you would ordinarily leave the Ferrari till last, and that just goes to show you the quality of cars that were released in this last week. The new Ferrari is called the F8 Tributo. Now, it's a replacement for the 488 GTB, and I mean, in my view, the replacement came pretty quick. I mean, I guess it's cyclical and it was due to come around at this time, but it feels like the 488 GTB was only just launched, and you know, we've had this special version, the 488 Pista, and then all of a sudden we've got a replacement to it already. You know, obviously it's going to take a little bit of time before the new model is actually trickling down to customers. Obviously left-hand drive first and then the right-hand drive vehicles, but it just seems to have come around really quickly. But anyhow, it's an evolution of the 488 itself, which is a surprise. And the reason why I say that is because you might say, oh yeah, they're all evolutions of each other, but when it came to the 360, the replacement was the 430. That was an evolution. The 458, which replaced the 430, was a completely new car. The car that came after the 458 was the 488, which was an evolution of the 458. You with me so far? So this car, by that virtue, is really supposed to be a completely all new car. But if you look at it, it does look very similar to the 488 GTB. And that's not a bad thing, but you know, ordinarily in the Ferrari cycle, we would see a completely new car. You know, what we have is in the new F8 Tributo is the most powerful non-special V8 Ferrari ever. And you think about that for a second. I mean, the cars that have come before with, in terms of V8 cars, you've got the 288 GTO, you've got the F40, you've obviously got the, and all the other cars in between. And, these are all really special cars, really powerful cars. But what we have here is the most powerful non-special V8 ever. 710 bhp, from the engine. And the name itself, the F8 Tributo is actually a homage to the cars that I just mentioned, so like the 288 GTO and the F40, both of which were twin turbos. The actual name is Tributo, is to pay tribute to those cars. So as well as more power, we've got less weight in the car as well. So 40 kg less than the car it replaces, which is astonishing. 40 kg is a huge amount of weight to save from a vehicle. What that all means: 0 to 100 kilometers, or 0 to 62 as we like to call it in the UK, 2.9 seconds. Astonishing. And a top speed of 211 miles per hour. The car, as it's set up for road use, means it's 6% faster out of corners, it has 10% more downforce, and it's as fast as a 488 Pista. Now think about that for a second. This is a standard model, non-limited edition, whereas the 488 Pista is a limited edition, set up for the track and everything like that. And this car is as fast as the 488 Pista, and the 488 Pista only came out, what was it, last year or whatever it was. So, huge achievement. Price wise, 200k. Next car we're going to look at is the Bentley Continental GT number 9 edition by Mulliner, which is the car launched with probably the longest name of any of the vehicles launched at Geneva this year. It also pays tribute, so following a similar sort of theme, but this time to the 1920s and 30s, to the era of the Bentley boys. And the car in particular that it pays tribute to is the Bentley Blower, which was Sir Tim Birkin's own car, which he used to race and do various things with. Wow, that's something. Don't know if you just heard that. That's something interesting just started up in the back over there. So the Bentley Continental GT number 9 edition by Mulliner is going to be limited to just 100 models. It obviously has the number 9 badging, as you see on the grille, but in addition to that, it has a lot of nice little features, like 18 karat gold plated organ stops. Every car needs one of those. It's only available in racing green, British racing green, or black. The interior also has a turned aluminium dash. The leather is lovely and said to replicate what the Bentley boys would have sat on. This year is also Bentley's 100-year anniversary, so there's going to be a lot of interesting cars coming out of Bentley, a lot of limited edition models and things like that, as they celebrate. And what their founder said was to build a fast car, build a good car, best in class. And I think that with this number 9 edition, they've achieved that. Next car, again, back to Italy, the Lamborghini Aventador SVJ Roadster. Now, this is the ultimate wind in your hair experience, because it's a bonkers car, V12, roof comes out, 200 miles per hour plus. There's very few cars that can give the experience that Lamborghini does when it comes to the Roadster experience. But this particular car is special because the SVJ does 0 to 100 kilometers in 2.9 seconds and has a top speed in excess of 217 miles per hour. Again, great achievement for a car where the roof comes out. No electrics here, so it's a 6.5 litre V12, 770 brake horsepower. It is, ladies and gentlemen, the most powerful Lamborghini of all time. So what a car. And it is limited to 800 units. So it's very exclusive, huge number of technical advances, and price wise we're looking at about 320k in the UK, or in the US about 570k. Next up we have the Rolls-Royce Phantom Tranquility, which is an edition of the latest Phantom, which is the Phantom 8. Rolls-Royce have had a fantastic year last year. This particular model is limited to just 25 units. It's going to be available in standard and extended wheelbase. I say it's going to be available. It was available, but it's already sold. So they've sold all 25 already. Rolls-Royce have always been known to be leading in luxury. So there's a lot of lovely features in this vehicle, such as 24 karat gold fitments, which, so gold seems to be making a comeback this year as it was in the Bentley. But what makes this difference is the gold is treated in the same way as the aperture masks in the British Skylark space rockets. Yeah, indeed. The whole space theme doesn't end there. In the volume control itself, there is a piece of a meteorite that was found in Sweden in 1906, and it also etched into it is the location of where the meteorite was found. The interior is only available in Arctic White or Selby Grey. Of course, there is no panoramic roof in the Rolls-Royce Phantom. You might wonder why, but basically it's because you have your own night sky available inside the car. So why would you want to have panoramic roof? The price? Well, they haven't said. And it's probably a closely guarded secret between Rolls-Royce, the clients, and the lawyers. So they're all sold, so even if you wanted to buy one, you couldn't. The fifth car today, I said that there were some amazing cars being launched, and this is no exception. This is the Koenigsegg Jesko. Now, you might think, Jesko, what's that all about? It's quite an unusual name, but it's actually the founder's father. That's his name, and the founder's father helped launch the first cars. He supported Christian financially and in other ways as well. And we wouldn't have the Koenigsegg cars today if it wasn't for the father. So if you're going to name something after your dad, it's got to be special, right? This is a really special car. Not only does it look amazing, but it's all about the performance. And with Koenigsegg's, it's always about the performance. They look great. They are fantastic cars, amazingly engineered. But the performance is what counts. They have broken records continuously, and with this one, they break a real important milestones. First off, the engine is 1,600 brake horsepower. I repeat, 1,600 bhp. I know, absolutely amazing that they have made a road car that has that kind of performance. But it's not just about the power. They have done amazing things like, for example, the crankshaft is only 12.5 kg. Now, trust me on this, if you don't know anything about crankshafts, you don't need to be an expert, just understand that's very lightweight. And for them to have done that in a performance car, amazing achievement. That's not what makes this car special. You might think 1600 bhp is amazing, right? No. What makes this car special is this car can achieve 300 miles per hour. Yep, 300 miles per hour. We're talking about a car, the F8, I was talking about that earlier and mentioned that it broke the 200 miles per hour barrier. We know that the Bugatti can do 260, something like that. This can break the 300 miles per hour barrier, which is a monumental achievement for any car, let alone a road car. I say it can do it, but actually that's a bit of a lie, because currently it can't do it. And there's a few reasons why it can't do it. Number one, there needs to be some aerodynamic changes made to the body of the vehicle. You need to find somewhere to test it, but the biggest limiting factor is the tyres. There is no tyre which currently supports that kind of speed for a car like this. So it's going to take some sort of partnership with Michelin or Bridgestone or somebody like those guys, to produce a tyre that can actually achieve that. They did it with the Veyron, they've done it with Koenigsegg in the past. 300 miles per hour is obviously a bigger feat to achieve, so be done, but we just have to wait for it. But they've put it in through all the systems, through all the computers and everything like that, and it can achieve in excess of 300 miles per hour. They just need to get the tyres on the damn car. So watch this space. I think we're going to see records broken. And the final car, the one you have been waiting for, the Bugatti La Voiture Noire. For those who don't understand French, La Voiture Noire literally means the black car. So, it sounds better in French than it does in English for sure. Now, this is a one-off car. It's based on the Chiron, which is not a bad thing. If you're going to be based on something, that's probably a good starting point. But what makes this car unique is not the fact that it's a one-off, it's the fact that it's the most expensive car ever made. Previously, the The title was held by the Rolls-Royce Sweptail, which was a bespoke car that was made by Rolls-Royce for one of their customers. This car was sold for £9.5 million plus taxes. Now think about that for a moment. £9.5 million plus taxes for a brand new car, never been done before. So this is truly a one-off. Now, there is rumours that the car has been sold to Ferdinand Porsche's grandson. I don't know if that has been confirmed. Up until this point, I haven't seen any confirmation of that. But if the rumours have come out, they probably are true, probably can't afford it. It's not just an expensive car, it's not just a fast car, it's actually a really beautiful car. I mean, there's elements in the design, the fronts, the side, the back, wherever it is that you look at it, there's elements which are really quite beautiful, which often nowadays is lost when it comes to car design. And that's what I love about Bugatti, is that they not only build a car, but they design it in a really, really beautiful way. So really credit to them on that. The inspiration for this car was the Bugatti 57 SC Atlantique. There were only 4 of those made, only 3 survive. One of them is quite famously owned by Ralph Lauren. So everything that we've spoken about today is from our website. I mean, our website is supercartribe.com. You can read more information about all of these cars in our articles on our website. We write about 70 articles per month, which is a lot of articles, I'm told. But our team puts together 70 articles per month. Everything from articles about the latest models to earlier models as well, previous models. Do check it out. We also have a weekly podcast which is available on Apple iTunes or Google Play. Season 2 also starts this weekend, so we're a little bit busy at the moment, as you can imagine. Do check that out. You can find us on there, Supercar Tribe. All the links for everything I'm speaking about will be in the description below. Check that out, and you can check us out on supercartribe.com. Well, we loved showing you around DD Classics. Next week, we're in a different place, in a different car, again, with the latest stories. So subscribe and join the tribe.